recording. And so we're meeting today to see and be participant of this wonderful new sharing session. We are all very excited, and we know some of the projects are, well, all the projects are really inspiring, and we have already seen some of the students. I leave the floor to Leah, who will explain a little bit about the meeting of today.
Hello, good to see everyone. Happy to see so many of you, also that so many switched on the cameras. A big welcome from the FI head office. You are invited to join a Menti that we created so that we can see from where we are joining, all of us. It's either the QR code to scan or the link in the chat, whatever you feel more comfortable to use. I quickly give you a minute to go in there and then we'll get started.
Could you send the link in the chat one more time?
I don't know if it's coming up for anyone else's, but mine's not giving an option of where we're joining from. So perhaps we just could write it in the chat.
Still not? No. Then we have a little technical issue.
Look, people are coming in here from Romania, from Austria, from the Philippines. Wow, exciting. Kuwait, Portugal, Norway, Austria. Welcome, everyone. We're from all over the world.
Yes, so the number is growing. And shall we move to the next slide?
I think we might have a technical issue. I'll try it again, but you might not see it still at your end, right? No. Do you see it now? Maybe. Yes, I think now you should see something in your Menti. Does it work?
Yeah.
Great. Perfect. We found out in the chat where you're from, so we don't need the map for that. But yeah, so if you could give an estimation of how many students you think globally go to an eco school.
So majority for the moment is saying more than 10 million. Then there's more than 30 million.
I'll give you a second.
The correct answer is, Leah?
We are 13 million, so very, very good guess. So it's not just your school, which is an eco school, and your community who participates, but we are a very big one. And as you can see on the map, and also, as we can also see in the chat, we are joining from all around the globe. And I just wanted to highlight that we are a huge international network. We sometimes maybe forget about that when we operate in our own school, but there are a ton of students all around who are fighting for the same goals. and we have the pleasure to hear a few cases here now from you, from international schools, which are either registered through the FI head office, but then we also have one joining from Kuwait, which is registered through a national member. And I think I don't talk a lot, and I just hand over to the first school. We start with the United Arab Emirates, the SEK, and then we go to Kuwait, to Austria, again to the United Arab Emirates, and then to the Philippines. So who is with us from the SEK school in the United Arab Emirates?
Feel free to.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, we will spotlight you. There you go.
Pin you, and you just let me know when I should show the next slide, and I'll press for you. Floor is yours.
Okay, yes, but first of all, there was just a little mistake there. It's not for United Emirates Arabs, it's from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Sorry
But
about
yes,
that.
we are SEK in Saudi Arabia. And yes, we have here today our student Mayra, and she will be the one who will be explaining the project. Yes, okay. So yes, you can introduce
everybody and then start.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Myra. I'm presenting SAC, and I have a product named Power Soap, and as we go through the slides, I'll explain more.
So please, the next slide, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Myra Sharma from grade 4. Today,
Maybe just move.
I'm delighted to tell you about my contribution to SAC eco-community. I'm hoping to make our school and our world a cleaner, greener, and a better place to live in.
Yes, next, please.
Okay, so what's the problem? The problem is that in Riyadh, it's a desert area, and we need more water here. So, and when we are using liquid hand washes, so there is 70 to 80% water used in liquid hand wash, and there's too much plastic produced. And when it's like a liquid hand wash bottle, there's so much of plastic, like it's because there's a plastic bottle. And if that's polluting, because plastic pollutes, and this is even related to climate action, because then if we are polluting so much, then it's global warming, and yeah.
Next, please.
So this is paper soap, powder soap, and it requires no water during production, helping to conserve one of our planet's most valuable resources, clean water. Unlike traditional liquid soaps packed in soap plastic bottles, powder soap can be stored in recyclable paper packaging, significantly cutting down on plastic waste. So powder soap stands to be a sustainable and eco-friendly alternative to liquid soap.
Next, please.
In our school, so I have written like what's the problem in our school. Every week our school uses around 30 liters of liquid soap. Each liter of liquid soap contains about 750 to 800 milliliters of water, while 1 kilogram of powder soap contains only about 20 to 50 grams of water. This means that if we switch to powder soap in our school or anywhere else, we can save around 22.5 liters of water and use only 7.5 liters. This is just example for my school, but like if we can.
Next, please.
How is it connected to Sustainable Development Goals? So it's connected to SDG 6, SDG 12, and SDG 13. So it's connected to SDG 6, clean water and sanitization, SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, and SDG 13, climate action.
Next, please.
SDG is connected to the powder soap idea. SDG 6, clean water and sanitization, because powder soap saves water since no water is used in its making. SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, because it reduces waste as it can be packed in paper in place of plastic. SDG 13, climate action, saving of water and reduction of plastic waste will directly influence global warming, making it climatically and environmentally sustainable.
Yes, next, please.
And this is how it looks. And it's even safe for kids.
So I really want to show.
Thank you. And now I have a video. So in that video, we can see like how we use it. First. So today we're going to use powder soap. So this is how it looks. And we're going to have a bit. Just a tiny bit. And then we're going to use water. And then we rub it hard. Oh, guys, look at the foam. And we're going to rub it tight. And we're going to open the tap. Lock it. And let's give it goes. This, hi everyone. My name is Daniel.
So yes, so and here is the powder soap. So the idea is that we use less water, we use not plastic and no packaging. And while we are working in knowing how to distribute it in the toilets, but with base of the calculations, we are reducing more than half of the consumption of water and no plastic. And yes, the next step will be the awareness, maybe the education for the students. And yes, hopefully we can update you like after how it goes when we apply it in the whole school.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks to you. A round of applause. There's a little reaction button, so feel free to also press one whenever a school finished their presentation. I see a lot of leadership happening at your school. You are almost, you kind of invented your own product, so congratulations. I feel like you also really observed your surrounding. You saw there's an issue with water, there is too much plastic due to bottled soap, and you just made an action plan and found your own solution that works locally for you. And I am 100% sure that a lot of schools might be interested in the recipe. So feel free, maybe we can share the recipe and other schools can follow and pick the idea up. I think it's a wonderful idea to use powder soap instead of liquid soap and reduce waste and save water with that. Great. Thanks so much. We continue with the next school, which is in Kuwait. Are you with us?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, perfect. Then I'm not talking a lot and would hand over to you.
Okay.
Do we share our screen?
You should see the slides on the screen, and you just let me know whenever I should press to the next. Yeah. And Jihan, I think you need to unmute yourself again. We sadly cannot hear you.
I can't see it at the moment.
You're not.
Oh, okay.
Great. The floor is
Okay.
yours.
So, hi everyone. This is Noor Ammar from Alawael Bilingual School. Today we're going to share our gardening project at our school with my friend Jihan, Shimmari from grade 10. We started this project to learn how to grow our own food, build new skills, and understand sustainability even with Kuwait's challenging climate. So Jihan will now start explaining our tower farms. Can you please go to the next slide?
So our first step was installing 3 aeroponics tower farms indoors with the help of Beyond Organic Company. These towers don't use soil at all. The plants grow using using water mixed with nutrients, and the whole system circulates everything for them. Because the towers are built vertical, they fit perfectly in small indoor spaces. Plus, the controlled environment makes it easier to grow plants despite the heat outside.
We're also working on the outdoor garden. We started with an empty space and completely transformed it into a garden. Instead of planting directly in the ground, we use smart pots.
No, that's the wrong. That's the wrong one.
Oh, it's glitching.
Okay, can you go to the slide before it, please?
This one?
Yes, this one.
Okay, so with the towers, we were able to grow things like parsley, arugula, celery, kale, basil, and different types of lettuce. It was really interesting to see how quickly everything grew when the plants had the exact amount of water and nutrients they needed. Okay, so that's the slide.
So let's talk about our outdoor garden. Also, we're also working on the outdoor garden. We started with an empty space and completely transformed it into a garden. Instead of planting directly on the ground, we use something called smart pots. Why, you may ask that we use them? Because they give better drainage and help roots grow healthier. Going from before to after was honestly one of the most satisfying parts.
Okay, so in the outdoor garden, we challenged ourselves by growing plants that usually struggle in Kuwait's weather. We planted tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, carrots, eggplants, giant sunflowers, arugula, pumpkin, etc. We took turns watering, checking on the plants, and making sure everything stayed healthy. Okay, next slide.
The next one. Yeah, this one. One of our favorite moments was using our own basil to make homemade pesto. It connected gardening to food education. When you grow the ingredient yourself, you're gonna feel different. You appreciate the food more, and it's gonna be fresher and healthier.
Next slide. So some of the impact, challenges, and lessons. This project taught us a lot. Both the indoor and outdoor gardens grew well, and we learned real eco skills, teamwork, and responsibility. Of course, we had challenges like temperature changes, pests, and keeping a consistent watering routine. We also learned important lessons: start small, plan for the climate, and stay consistent. Our next steps are to expand the indoor towers, add compost outdoors, and hopefully host a tasting day so more students can try what we grow. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Any questions? I actually have a question. But we start with a round of applause first. So I fully agree. As a huge pesto lover, I feel like 100% believe that the pesto tastes differently when the pesto, so all of the sun while growing. And so I can imagine that it's very rich in flavor. I would love to try it. How much of of the crops you grow are maybe also going into the school canteen? Is that something you explore? Is it more distributed by the students who help growing the crops? How does that work?
Still, we haven't put our plants in the cafeteria yet, but we're working on it, inshallah.
Great. Such a lovely project.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's
Thank you so much.
so nice to see the schools getting greener, not only with what is taught, but also visually and with its look. Congratulations to you, and I would hand over to the St. Gilgen International School, Austria.
Yes, hello, that's me.
And Laila will lead us through. Same to you, you'll just let me know and I'll switch the slides for you.
Okay. Yep. So what our school, the project we're working on, we call it the Climate Solutions Debate Conference, and it'll take place in 2026 in April. In the photo, that's our campus. Next slide, please. The current situation at St. Gilgen International School is that for the past 2 years, we've hosted a climate solutions conference. Each year, it's gotten bigger and we've invited more schools. The schools don't necessarily have to be eco schools or private schools or international. We invite from as near as the public school up the hill to international school in Linz. So that way we reach a broader community and we can work with workshops and discussions to make change altogether. These past 2 years, the conference has hosted 5 different schools, and we've gotten inquiries from others, including one in Hungary. But the Green Team main members are 2 students, including myself and the head of Eco Projects, and 2 teachers. We've noticed not necessarily a lack of engagement, but a lack of enthusiasm by a lot of the student body when we talk about green issues or when we try to promote sustainability. Next slide, please. So the question that these 4 main members asked ourselves at the beginning of this school year is, why do most of the students not actively engage with sustainability and environmental issues? And after spitballing some ideas and agreeing on an answer, we've decided that many students are uninterested in hearing prediction stats and problems, which is unfortunately what sustainability brings to mind in ways that it's been taught in the past. Students have to go through classes all day, so why would they want to go to a club after school where they just learn even more information in a way that isn't always targeted to amuse the students or in a way that they would consider fun? So our idea was to merge sustainability with what students have already shown a lot of interest in, which is debating. In our individuals and societies classes, which is very similar to history or geography classes, the students often get to debate each other, and even students who haven't previously shown interest in the topic of the class or who aren't very involved in class discussions, once we open it up to debate, they become very vocal and have a new interest that kind of gets sparked from the competitiveness of the debating. And so we've decided to give the students 2 sides of an argument to debate, and we can make these arguments centered around green issues and change the Climate Solutions Conference to a Climate Solutions Debate Conference. Next slide, please. The topics that we've been thinking about using, and we'll also open up the topics for the schools involved to decide what they would be more interested in, and we'll have it split between English debates and German debates, because we don't only want international schools that speak English, we want other schools close to us in Austria who their first language is German. So some of the topics we've thought about are, should we prioritize environmental solutions or developing countries? Do the benefits of nuclear energy outweigh the cons? Is banning hate speech or spread of misinformation regarding science and climate a violation of freedom of speech? All of these questions don't necessarily have one answer, and so we're going to not let the students decide which side they're going to argue, because that way they can get into the mindset of like pro or contra to these questions, And it helps to get into a different mindset, even if you don't necessarily agree with it, because if you want to be changing policies or involved in decision making, sometimes you have to think in a way you don't agree with, so that so that you can try to convince people and be more persuasive. Next slide, please. This is what we hope comes from this project: to be more generated interest among our student body, and by extension, the student body of the schools that we invite, and collaboration with the other schools in Austria, not just limited to public or private, like we've mentioned before, and also encouraging them to host conferences like this themselves. We don't just want to have the one hub of our school, and we want to enable other schools to be able to host events like this. We want to show that sustainability can be interesting and is not only limited to how it's been traditionally taught. And through changing perspectives and cultivating confidence in public speaking, this could lead to change in policies once we help our student body become more confident and help them realize the power they have in their own individual voices. Next slide, please. Oh, and yeah, so this is the project. It'll take place in April 2026. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Round of applause to you. There is a little comment in the chat from a school in Vienna who would love to collaborate and participate and support you. Just a little heads up. So I think the informing and involving that you were talking about is already progressing.
Oh yes, hi, I'm Bana. I'm from American International School in Vienna, and we just became an eco school last June, which we're very happy about. And we have a lot of projects going on, but it's an amazing initiative, and we would love potentially to host maybe the year after you guys. But I would be happy to get in touch and get our students involved in this and see
Yeah,
how
absolutely.
their time frame is in that. So please send me the details, or I'll try to contact your school and get in hold. So that would be great. But great job, fantastic.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool to get. We don't have any schools from Vienna coming as of right now. We haven't sent out all the invitations, so it'd be great to get in touch about all of that.
So please add the American International School in Vienna to communications when you do, and then I will reach out, because Vienna International School is hosting their global hub on Monday as well. So we are open to collaborations. It's a great initiative. So let's support each other through this.
It's great.
Thank you.
Great.
Yes, thank
I
you.
will send you an email with the connection and the email of Bana from Vienna International Schools. So you'll be in touch. I'll send you an email.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Good job.
I can't tell if there's a question from Sini Jin.
Yes, sorry, thank you. Just a query, if it is possible that we have an online debate session. Just a suggestion. It just means that you would have a wider reach, and we're the British School in Colombo, and I was just wondering, it would just allow all of us to meet online, though physically it's not such a good idea to travel that far.
Yeah.
But definitely an online session, we would be very happy to join in if there is an opportunity.
Yeah, I think for this first year, we're kind of keeping it just in local Austria. However, if it's a success and if we have more interest in another year, then I think we could talk about making a digital event. Yeah.
Sure. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Also noted from FEE head office side, I think it's a great idea, and maybe we can also support that we have debating sessions for international schools, for example. And yeah, Olivia, my colleague, already wrote it in the chat, involving more schools, informing more people within your school. I think it's such a strong approach, and I am 100% sure that with that ambition, your eco committee will soon grow from 2 students and 2 teachers to probably a lot. I see the passion, and I'm sure that you can pass it on to everyone in your school as well. So good luck with that. But I think you don't need luck because I believe that you can do it just with all the skills you have. I am now handing over to our own high school that we already see in past sharing sessions, and they were also part of a project with 7 schools that create videos to explain the 7 steps framework of the Eco Schools program. So I am happy to handing over to, I think it would be Edwin George, right?
Yes.
That's great. Handing over to you, and thanks for always participating in our whether it's open calls or sharing sessions.
Honestly, ma'am, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Edwin George, the Deputy Environment Captain of our own high school. And today I'm presenting together with our Eco Committee. So, we would like to begin by thanking the Foundation for Environmental Education for giving us this platform and this opportunity to learn. Now, we're excited to share how Inform and Involve, one of the core steps of the EcoSchool's 7-step methodology, shapes every part of our own high school's sustainability journey. Through 4 major initiatives, we have transformed sustainability from a concept into a connected, community-driven movement.
Next slide, please.
Our first and most meaningful initiative is School for School, a program that began in 2024 and continued this year with even stronger collaboration between organizations in Dubai and Kochi. During our summer vacation, a student team from our room traveled to St. Joseph's UP School in Kochi, India, an under-resourced primary school. Our goal was simple: to support, uplift, and share learning through a structured 5-day program created jointly with NGOs and partners from both the countries. Next slide. Across the week, we carried out sessions on sustainability and environmental awareness, gardening and planting activities, creative thinking and ideation, public speaking, speech writing and confidence building, and finally, science experiments covering food adulteration and circuits, magnetism, acids and bases. So the students engage with every activity enthusiastically, and the energy in the classrooms, the gardens, and the labs reflected how quickly they connected with each session.
Next slide.
My name is Abraham Roy, and I am proud to share that as a part of our wider collaboration efforts, we also partnered with GEMS Modern Academy at Kochi. At GMAC, we conducted a complete Model United Nations training session covering rules of procedure, speech format, lobbying, and resolution drafting, followed by a full UNDP-style MUN simulation based on the agenda, prioritizing development aid in the climate crisis, support for developed versus developing nations. The students debated confidently, presented solutions thoughtfully, and demonstrated strong global awareness throughout the simulation. Through S4S, learning happened in both directions. We were not just running sessions. We were building connections, sharing experience, and growing together as one community. For us, S4S is not just an outreach project. It represents what Inform and Involve truly mean: learning, leading, and lifting others together.
Next slide. We'll move on. Next. Yeah. So my name is Tony, and the next initiative is Sustainability Hackathon. So from outreach, we move into the innovation through a Sustainability Hackathon in collaboration with the Dubai College of Tourism. This was a 2-month journey, beginning with the training phase where teams work closely with industry mentors. During these sessions, students learn problem analysis, solution design, and presentation skills, laying the foundation for meaningful innovation. The hackathon itself took place across 2 rounds: the preliminary qualifiers and the final presentations hosted at the college. In total, 85 grade 12 students from 13 interdisciplinary teams to address one major challenge: reducing food waste in the UAE. Their solutions explored AI-powered food waste prediction, household food tracking systems, composting, and nutrient recycling. Practical policy ideas for retail and hospitality sectors. With continuous mentor guidance, teams refined their ideas over the training period and then presented their final solutions during the concluding round, where winners were officially recognized. This initiative transformed environmental awareness into real, actionable innovation and empowered students to design solutions that are both practical and impactful. Next slide.
Yeah, so hi, my name is Juan Dominic, and our next major project is Sustain X, an innovation showcase that brought together 30 teams from across the country. Students presented sustainability focused projects linked to the SDGs, including upcycled product prototypes, circular economy models, low cost water conservation systems, energy efficient architectural ideas, and technology based environmental solutions. Next
Next
slide.
slide.
Yeah. So we also partnered with Eco Green, who sponsored prizes for winning teams, supported students who wished to implement their ideas, and also offered guidance for those interested in patenting their projects. So this meant that Sustain X did not just end as a one-day event. Students with promising ideas received pathways to scale, refine, and potentially bring their solutions into real-world applications. Workshops during the event help students explore design thinking, life cycle analysis, sustainable materials, and green technology, strengthening both their skills and their confidence as innovators. Sustain X has become a space where students learn, collaborate, and create solutions with lasting impact.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Alex, and now we close off with Ecophilia, our most vibrant sustainability festival, where culture meets sustainability. Now, this year, 17 schools from across the UAE participated in three major categories. The first one being Sustainable Styles, a lively eco fashion showcase for grades 4 to 5. Here, students design and wore costumes made from recyclable materials and confidently spoke about how their outfits supported SDG 11.
Next slide.
Now, next slide. Yeah. Second is Acrylic Ace, a 2-hour painting event for grades 5 to 8 based on SDG 3. And the room transformed into a live art studio filled with bright colors and detailed illustrations. Every artwork told a story, from well being to environmental harmony.
Next
Next
slide.
slide. The last was Nature Notions, a dynamic dance competition for grades 8 to 12, themed around SDG 14. Here, teams performed expressive routines portraying ocean conservation, marine life, and the need to protect our waters. With dramatic choreography, coordinated visual, and powerful storytelling, this event became one of the emotional highlights of Ecophilia. And more than a competition, Ecophilia is a celebration, a space where sustainability becomes artistic, expressive, and shared with the entire community.
So across School for School, the Sustainability Hackathon, SustainX, and Ecophilia, our mission has remained simple: inform deeply, involve completely, and inspire continuously. At our own high school, sustainability is not an activity, it is a culture, a commitment, and a collective effort. Thank you all. We look forward to continuing this journey towards a greener and more sustainable future. So, everyone, are there any questions regarding the four initiatives?
Yeah, I've got a question.
Yeah.
So all of your projects are really incredible. I love how you merge, especially art and sustainability. I'm curious because right now they're all very centered around the UAE. Have you joined any digital conferences, or would you be interested in hosting a digital one that could be more global?
The fact is, we have been a part of the sharing session itself regarding the eco schools, and we have collaborated with schools outside the UAE through our School for School initiative where we went to India. But as you had mentioned as well, we would be willing to collaborate with schools from the European regions and from the rest of the world in order for a giant inter-school competition. And yes, we would also be willing to host it as well.
Love to see all the networking happening here. You are really, yeah, so nice to see those conversations happening. So always feel free to ask questions at the end of each presentation. I remembered again why you are the presenting the step and women involved in our new course. I feel like it's incredible how many different events you are organizing. And I had a little thought of, is it a school or is it an event management company? So congratulations to that. You are really doing an amazing job when it comes to hosting and organizing and having all of these ideas. So congratulations. There will be a course, as I just said, on our Platform Fee Academy. I'm going to say something about that at the end. And our own high school is going to present the step and women involved, showing again all of what they are doing. So you will see that online once the course is launched. But yeah, I feel like you were the best school to choose for that specific step. So glad we have you on board.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Last but not least, I am handing over to the Philippines, the International School of Manila in the Philippines. Who is with us from that school?
I'm Ella, and along with
Hi, I'm handing over to you.
thank you. So I'm presenting with Esme and Taika today. And I was wondering if we can pin them as well. Can you guys say hi so they know who you are?
Hi.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hello, Supinyu. 1 second. Okay.
Thank you so much. It's Taiko Yoon and Esme Lim. Thank you.
That don't worry.
Yes, and Esme, can you say something so maybe it's easier to recognize who you are?
Sorry.
I found Esme. She's over here.
Sorry.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Ella Zhu.
I'm Esme Lim.
I'm Taiko Yoon.
We're representing International School Manila, ISM, located in Manila, Philippines. Next, please. So ISM is a school that is very committed to setting a good example of an eco-friendly school. For example, one thing that ISM is very proud of are the solar panels installed on the top of the school, as you can see in the photo on the slideshow.
In addition, elementary school, middle school, and high school all have their own council that are dedicated to sustainability. We have the Eco Warriors in ES, Eco Council in MS, and Sustainability Council, or SUSCO, in HS. Having so many councils across every division ensures students are consistently involved in sustainability at all points in their lives, providing opportunities and outlets to develop and see about an impactful change in a supportive community.
Next, please. At the start of every school year, representatives of each council decides on what SDGs we'd focus on. There is a different SDG every quarter, and it relates to all the projects that the council does. Last year, we had SDGs 3, 11, 12, and 17. The quarterly SDGs provide guidelines for the projects and the activities throughout this year across all divisions, ensuring streamlined efforts and cohesiveness throughout the year. Next, please.
In this presentation, we will focus on addressing some of the main projects of last year. First of all, one very prominent project SUSCA has been working on is the completion of the compost space. A student actually suggested the idea in grade A as a passion project. After successful coordination with our administration, they were finally built.
Currently, there are 6 different bays at ISM, each with their own purpose and instructions. Every day after school, food waste accumulated throughout the day will be brought from the cantina to the compost base. It is an activity done with students and teachers across every grade level, so every person will be able to do composting at least once. To fully understand the potency of the compost beds and identify any patterns, students have to track the weight of the waste and any unusual observations.
Next, please. Extending on this project, SUSCO members have also been working on making gardens outside the composting bay. Since the beginning of August, members have been working actively every week to create a garden that can use a compost as fertilizer. Anyone willing to help can come to the gardens after school and make space so that way the composting stations won't be overflowed. You can see in one of the photos, on the photo on the left side, very bottom, saying Susco members dumping dirt into the composting base, compacting it, and then so that way you can add some more plants on top. In the future, we're hoping that we can use the gardens with the curriculum in another class of ours called Food Technology, which is one of the science classes, and many other science classes as partnership goals.
Waste management in general is something ISM actively and consistently is trying to address. Next, please. SDGs 11 and 12, sustainable cities and communities, and responsible consumption and production, are especially applicable to a megacity like Manila. A few years ago, we created a policy pre-COVID called BYOC, which stands for Bring Your Own Containers, Cups, and Cutlery.
Originally, this initiative was implemented to address our school's waste management because there were just like so many students in our school. We stopped supplying plastic cutlery and bowls, instead asking students to bring their own reusable containers. This initiative was like wildly successful. 55% of students in middle school BYOC'd over the 2023 to 24 period, a 23 increase from the previous year.
This is significant because the Philippines was the largest plastic polluter in the world in 2019. And because plastic continues to harm the environment and people who live there, this is a very important issue for us to solve. And this is just for middle school, not even including the high schools and elementary schools. When counting all of our schools, the actual people who did BYOC is actually much higher.
Next, please. In addition to all these initiatives, ISM also hosts an event called the Sustainability Summit. ISM invites a lot of schools to participate. This happens annually, and the sixth one actually happened last week. During the summit, students from multiple schools would go to ISM campus to discuss the environment and their future as changemakers. Multiple speakers from outside ISM are also invited to share their insight and inspire the newest generation of environmental protectors.
Next slide, please. Some other notable ones this year include the Eco Mural painting, which you can see on the left, a long-term event where students work together to create a large mural from recycled materials, the creation of PESA, Philippines Eco Schools Alliance, which is a group of schools who are collaborating and participate in sustainability initiatives together, and multiple other cross-divisional activities.
International School Manila's initiatives of environmental consciousness are highly important to our community as they're the future of sustainable development. And especially in our world where environmental crises are rising in numbers, it is up to us, the youth, to help solve this detrimental issue.
Thank you all so much for listening. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer.
Thank you so much. Do we have
I have
any
a question.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask about one, like your activities about the PESA activity. I didn't like, what was it actually about?
So current PESA is an activity where we invite schools in the Philippines to come together and talk about different focuses. So currently our focus is on creating compost in their own school.
So it's like you take ideas from each other to like help the school.
Yes, We have various different topics that we will be focusing on, and for each topic, we will meet and discuss and take ideas from different schools.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your question. Also, an amazing presentation, amazing job of all of the things that you covered throughout the year. I feel like there was a lot happening when it comes to our theme, Litter and Waste, the Eco Schools theme, and you did an incredible job when it comes to monitoring and evaluation. How much food waste are we producing? What can we do with it? How can we compost it? How can we decrease it? Like, there's a whole process of measuring impact that you really seems to do very tidy and neat at your school. So congratulations with that. Are there any other questions to any of our presenters? I feel like we had incredible presentations, visually and content-wise, and great speakers. So if there's anything that came up to your minds and you would like to have answered, now is the chance.
Will the contacts of all these schools be shared so that we can remain in touch? Because there are some very interesting projects.
Yes, we have to be a bit careful with sharing direct emails, but we will share the presentation. So that will be available on YouTube because we have the recording, and that also includes the slides. So you see the school's name, and you will also see the names that you now also see on Zoom. So I would say through that and also through the emails that we maybe can share from the school, we just need to be a bit careful with rights of
That's perfect. Yeah.
But besides that, of course, and otherwise, always feel free to reach out to the fee head office, and then we can connect you to the national operator in a specific country. Great. Then I would share some information from our side, but the big congrats should go to all of the schools presenting today. You did an amazing job. And you are all at what you are doing because you really understood how to become an eco school and what it means to be an eco school. So you still can do a course if you want to. I think it's always a good idea because it maybe gives you a bit of a broader idea. Also, for example, what bigger goal you contribute to. There's something called the Greening Education Partnership, which is like a UN unit for greening education, 50% by 2030. And you are all contributing to that by all the amazing works and projects you are doing at your schools. But if you want to learn more about these global structures within FEE and within the Eco Schools network, then feel free to do that course. And there will also be a second one that we are currently working on with all of the 7 steps. And our own high school was a project of both of these courses. So as said, you will also find their input in there. Another great initiative happening, global initiative, is the Global Action Days. They will be next year, but registration is already open. So feel free to use the QR code. Otherwise, we will also have it in the chat shortly. But I'll give you a second to maybe scan it if you haven't registered yet. Jehan, yes, you have a question?
So can you tell me exactly what the Global Action Days is like about? So like what's the purpose? What are we gonna do?
Of course. So we have a topic for that one, which is food security and climate change. So the Global Action Days are happening every year. They always have a theme, and they will have a 5-ish days program that is kind of fixed but can be adapted by each school. This year, everything, like in 2026 or next year, everything will be about food security, planetary health. And Raquel switched on her camera. Maybe she wants to say a word about that as well.
Yeah, of course. So Global Action Days has been happening from FEE side for 10 or so years. And what we want to do is have as many people do these 5 activities, which you can see the little pins here. So the first one is Palette of Plenty, and it's taking a picture of your food and your culinary experiences around the world. The second one is called Legume Legends, and it's getting to know the lentils, the seeds, and the soil that you have in your countries and how you make it into the food. The third one here with the family and the 3 group of people is about making food with the people around you and creating a community. The fourth one, which is the map, it's mapping your meal, and it's understanding where your food comes from, how the food supply chain works around the world. And the last one is about understanding the labels of your food. So turning the back of your carton of milk or the carton of pasta, you've got to understand where that's from. And then how we want to do it is that every school, every person around the world obviously will take a twist on these activities and make it different depending on the country you're in. And we want to document it. And our biggest goal is that we want to have 1 million registrants for the campaign this year. Last year we had 600,000. And I think together with our network, we can achieve as many as we can. So you can tell your schools about it. The campaign happens, as Leah said, from the 22nd of April to the 6th of May. But you can already pre-register, and we have already, I think, around 20,000 people that have already registered. So you can be the early birds for it. And if any questions, you can just go access the link that someone shared in the chat with Global Action Days there.
Great. Thank you so much, Raquel. Then, as every year, most of you might be in an international school, so there is maybe also an option of participating in the YRE competition, which is a competition with a few different categories, whether it's podcasts or pictures or articles. Again, it's a competition. You hand in your submission, and it might be selected by a jury. Theme will be the same as the Global Action Day theme, food security and climate change. Then I guess we are also having some eco schools educators in our audience today. We have again the FEE Education Awards happening in 2 categories. We have the FEE Lesson Plan Competition and the Teacher Award. And I will also put the link into the chat. It's also an international competition. The FEE Teacher Award does not have a theme. The lesson plan competition again has the same theme than our theme for 2026, which is the food security and climate change theme. Feel free to participate, win either prize fund or a lovely certificate, and deserve and get the recognition as an educator that you should get, because you are doing a great job and you are educating and raising a huge generation of new activists and climate conscious youth. And then another online event before we finish the year will be on the 10th of December, with the topic strengthening climate resilience in education and schools, and also school safety. Especially interesting thinking about this aspect of maybe sometimes feeling a bit hopeless, or maybe even having a feeling of there's not so much that I can do to make my school more resilient. There are a few techniques, and we have a handbook with the same title, Climate Resilience and School Safety, that will help your school with similar mechanisms with what you are already doing with the 7 steps to also have a focus on school safety. So join us in this specific online event. It has a lot of great partners, from GetRes, which is a huge partner when it comes to resilience in the education sector, but also EROP or CDRI, which are more having a look at the infrastructural perspective, but it's high-level experts together with schools who are presenting similar with what you did today, their projects on resilience building. So it will be super interesting. So join that as well. You find the QR code, and I'll also send in second the link into the chat. To follow us with all of these international campaigns happening and events and online events, webinars, sharing sessions, we mainly use Instagram and Facebook to communicate with not only our national operators, but to also directly get access to you as students. So follow us on Instagram and share with us what you are doing at your school. And we are also happy to repost projects that are happening at your school, tagging your schools. So please use that channel as well. And I had a very last question on the Menti before we stop. I hope you can see that there was a bit of a technical issue with that at the beginning. If you still have your Menti open, that would be the code. I think we had a lot of different skills that you gained through being an eco-school student. Maybe you can vote or decide on which one you think you gained the most. I definitely saw a lot of leadership and team building, problem solving, especially with the last one with identifying waste and what to do with it, starting composting projects, but also the first one with soap, how can we reduce plastic waste and have our own soap, which is environmental friendly. I'll give you a second. Yeah, problem solving, we have team building, critical thinking, communication skills. And I think we have seen all of that today in the amazing projects that you are doing. For a little recap, we had one on powdered soap instead of liquid soap to reduce waste and have a better alternative for a hot climate and regional issues with water shortage. We had hydroponics, greening school areas and making own homegrown pesto out of tasty basil. We had two huge cases on the STEP in Women Involved, one from Austria, one from the United Arab Emirates, to how to spread the message, how to be passionate, how to gain more people from the community to participate. We had composting and litter and waste and online events happening, everything. I feel like we covered a very broad spectrum of what's happening at eco schools. I am saying a huge thank you to all of the schools participating today. Thanks for your great presentations. Thanks for explaining what you are doing. We have one last question. Feel free to unmute yourself.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you please go back to the slide for the registration of the Global Activity Days? You're muted, I cannot hear you.
It's also in the chat, the second link.
Okay, thank you. I just want to take a picture.
And I say thanks to all of you again. Have a great rest of the day. Keep your passion, keep the great work. And we hopefully see each other in the next sharing session in the upcoming year. We do not have a date yet, but there will be another one. So feel free to participate either again as presenters or also just to join and get inspired. I got inspired and I think all of you as well. So give yourself a pat on the back for everything you are doing and see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Goodbye. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.